Even today also I can cite a small example. I think Dr. Shah can vouch for that. Even today, when on the last day of his working, one would think that CMD would not be so particular about certain things. But when we sent a file, a very important file, and then also the statistics was a little different from what MCDO had been showing earlier. And it missed me, it missed Dr. Shah also, but it never, as usual, would miss Sir's eyes. And Sir had pointed out that these statistics are different from what MCDO has been showing. So before putting it up to GM, please correct them. And we complied. But that's the way he does. And till the last moment of his working, he always goes to the bottom, as Dr. Ratnayake has said. That's the way his working has been. So after the physician, I think I would call upon our Chief Surgeon, Dr. A.K. Malhotra, who is also a close associate and knowing Dr. Swami for a very, very long time. Dr. Malhotra.
Respected Dr. Swami, Mrs. Swami, Dr. Roy. Mrs. Roy, my senior colleagues, and all my friends, as I have always maintained that every farewell is similar and yet each one is different. Good things are said about people on every farewell. Nobody says any bad things. We will not do that. But the difference is that today we are saying good things about a good person, a genuinely good person, and that is what makes them really good. I have known Dr. Swami for the last 14 years, ever since he's come to Garden Reach. In fact, most of my acquaintances are with people who have come to Garden Reach. Because fortunately I have not had the opportunity to move out. And so many good things have already been said that I would not just like to add a little more icing to an otherwise very sugary cake anyway. I would just like to highlight a couple of things which I had observed while working with him. One of the things that I always found about him was that he was extremely accessible, as has already been mentioned. And though he never wanted to breach protocol, he never hid behind protocol for anything. He never broke rules but always was ready to bend them to facilitate work. I still remember there was Arun Shourie, who was I think Minister for Information, when he once said that in government, processes often overtake the products. We get so lost in the labyrinth of processes that we sometimes lose our sense of what product eventually emerges out of it. I think Dr. Swami was one of those rare people who actually always had the product also in mind. And though he didn't do away with the processes, he saw to it that the end result was always positive. He was not against processes, but I think he was certainly against red tape. And because of his knowledge of the system, he knew how to work within it and work around it. Just a small instance, not very long ago we had we were procuring a small instrument. And the condemnation certificate was not available and it was almost decided to drop the procurement. When he actually rang me up to tell me that, do you think that this should be dropped? And I said, no, I don't think so. And we spoke to the FA and within 3 days we got a fresh condemnation certificate and within 2 months we actually got the machine in our theatre. So we followed the processes, but we definitely cut the red tape. So he was extremely efficient at cutting the Gordian knot. I never found him, I think he was a person who could differentiate trivia from details. He never missed the details as has already been mentioned, but he never looked at the trivia either. And I think many of us tend to confuse inefficiency with sincerity, trivia with details. This is something which I think he knew how to distinguish. He generally had, kept a broader view of things. He never looked at an elephant under the microscope, because once you start doing that, you tend to miss the wood for the trees. You keep counting the trees, but you miss the wood around it. Regarding Mrs. Swine, I think we have always been talking about her. Anjana has always been talking about her at home as well. That she's such an affable, a very warm and affectionate personality. That is what Anjana always refers to her as. We all have that experience. I think God has also been kind to them and to us that He was here for so long, but very kind to them. Their children are doing extremely well. They are naturally proud, but we as part of the extended family are also very proud of their achievements. And it is not just about achievements. His daughter is in the railway, so I think as long as we will be there, our association will remain as part of this extended family. And I sincerely hope and pray that Dr. Swine, Mrs. Swine, their children and their families have a very, very bright future ahead. Thank you.